never ends.
Hey y'all, and thank you for joining Little Big Adventures. So I'm C and this is Naya. Um, I guess the purpose of our podcast is just two black girls sharing their traveling experiences and encouraging other girls to do the same, even if it's solo traveling, like take that trip, girl.
Light is,
Uh,
period. That's light is.
Period.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, so go ahead and just introduce yourself. Like tell people who you are, Naya.
Well, I'm Naya. I don't know much. Well, I'm 23.
Period.
And I've been traveling basically my whole life. Like my mom was, like how some parents be like, I'm gonna travel and they be leaving the kids at home. Never had that happen with me. So I just been traveling. My first international trip though was well, technically the Bahamas, but that don't really count. So my first like full flight would be South Korea that I did in 2018. Yep. And
She's
ever,
international. She's worldwide. Y'all better ask about her, okay?
yeah, ever since that trip, it was just me, my mom, and my little brother. Ever since that trip, it's like I got bit by a travel bug because I've been on the move ever since. Yeah, that's it. Oh, should I say how many places I've been to?
Yes, tell them.
Okay, so I've been to 17 countries, um, 5 continents, basically America, South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia. And I've been to 25 states so far.
Period. I am not as traveled as you, period.
Yeah, not
But
yet.
I was gonna say not yet,
Not yet.
but we're getting there.
2025 loading.
Period. In case y'all, that's gonna be my tagline. But on a serious note, I'm C. I am 31. I am an Aries, fire baby,
I'm
and
a Virgo.
and I am actually just starting my solo travel journey this year. Prior to that, I mostly did like family vacations. My first trip was also to the Bahamas. We did a family cruise. We
You did a
actually,
cruise too.
yeah. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I'm all about the cruise life. I definitely will be sharing like tips on how to travel on a cruise with a large party or a small party. That's kind of like my thing. But this year I was like, I don't know what to do with myself. So a lot of people probably don't know this, but I helped raise my little cousins. So I was their legal guardian for quite a few years, and I've been in school. So I just recently finished school and I was like, okay, I don't have kids anymore. I don't have any type of responsibility. I am about to just be living my best life. So that's how I started. And now within the last few months, I've taken, I think, 6 trips, and that's just in September. So within the last 3 months, just hey, if it's a flight, I'm gonna take it.
It's a flight.
Um, so going to our, I guess, like next topic, um, those of you who don't know, me and Naya connected from watching Love Island. So we both joined the Twitter community. I want Serena.
I
Um,
wasn't even in this community.
oh my God. Okay, so that is yes, fun story
I
time
was
that we
not
will
in that community.
that we will have later. But yeah, so we basically connected on Twitter. We met up at an event and we've been rocking ever since. Like, this is my little sis. And people who know me know that I don't like new friends. Like, my friends will try to introduce me to somebody. I'm like, I hanging out with them. So this is real. Like, I love Naya. I'm like, this is my little sister. Gang about her fighting, okay? Um,
Literally, I am like
but I'm
no,
cracking up.
seriously. So we linked up in Atlanta. I live in Atlanta, so we linked up. When was that? September?
Maybe. The end of September or beginning of October. Yeah. No, it was October
Yeah.
12th. It was the second week of
Okay,
October.
in October, right? So we linked up for an event here, and then we saw another event that was happening, BeautyCon, and that was happening in LA. And we was like, you want to go to BeautyCon? Yeah, I want to go to BeautyCon. Let's go to BeautyCon. So we instantly booked our tickets to the BeautyCon, booked our flight, everything. Then that was our second time linking up, and we was when that happened, we was like, oh yeah, we gang for sure. Like this is like I've had internet friends for a long time, but literally just that internet friends. I've never went to the depths of actually meeting them unless they like live in my I've met like probably three of them out of all my years of being on the internet. So this is like the most I've done with them. Like I haven't traveled with anybody else that I've met.
No, I've literally never even met friends online. Like, so this is definitely
Girl.
first for me.
Yeah. I'm like, this is crazy. It is happening so fast because everything was back to back. Like you said, that was in October, October 12th. November 3rd was the next trip. And we just came back from Dallas this week. Well, you still there, but
I'm sorry, Dallas.
we just did a Dallas trip this weekend, which was the end of November. So we did a trip at the beginning of November and a trip at the end of November.
And
And now
then I will be coming to your city next month to spend some time with y'all.
this is
So,
literally every month. We're
no,
best.
seriously. So I have a quick little like funny story. So when me and I linked up, we also linked up with a group of other girls. And so I'm like, oh my God, like y'all are strangers. Like I had spent the whole day with them. We like kicking it, we like making dinner plans. And I'm like, oh
Next
wait,
day
like
we
I
went
don't
to
even know
brunch.
y'all. Yeah. I'm like, I don't even really know y'all. Y'all are really strangers. And I'm like planning a life with y'all. This is crazy. And Naya goes, yeah, my mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet. So instead I met up with them in person. So I told my grandma that, and my grandma like, she crazy. You better not go nowhere else with her. But that
Seriously.
being said, she's grown on my family. My
Yeah.
family is now like, where y'all going next?
Yeah, and mine too. My mom was like, "Who are you going to be in Dallas with?" I'm like, "I'm going with C. I'm going with." She was like, "Oh, okay." Then I sent her a picture of us, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy." Da da da. Girl, she prayed for it. She was
Period.
like,
Listen, that's my grandma. She's like, hold on, I gotta pray for both of y'all flights and stuff before I left. And I'm leaving. I left at like 2:30 in the morning to head to the airport. So
"Mhm.
at 2:30 in the morning, my grandma is praying. Like, so yes, we are covered by the blood from the crown of our
We
heads
are
to the soles of our
covered
feet.
by the blood of Jesus on this whole journey that we are on together. Period. Big and little adventures is covered." Okay, so.
Getting like to know, I guess, each of us a little bit better.
mm,
Um, our favorite girl, Serena, she's gone viral for her famous question. What are your long-term goals? So Naya, what are your long-term goals?
I have a lot of long-term goals, and when I stopped telling people them because when I was younger, actually, I people used to ask me like all the time, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" You know, and the list was always long. It was never shortened. Like I never like even they'll be like, "Don't you think that's too much?" You know. So I just tell you like long story short. So by the end of next year, I plan to be a published author. I want to make a children's book series to help them and encourage them. It's not even going to be based on travel. I know people be like, will it be travel? It's not. It's going to be about different life challenges that one may go through, either whether it's trauma, disorders, diseases. I want to make a whole series based on that to encourage kids to like, even though you may be going through something now, it's not gonna always be there, you know? And with that, over the years, I'm interviewing individuals that have each of the diseases, disorders, gone through all the trauma that I'll be talking about so that I could get like, hands on front to the actual like how is your
First-hand
experience?
experience. Yes,
Yeah, first-hand experience. That's one of my goals. Another one of my goals is to be a travel. So I always wanted to be a photographer, right? So now I want to be like a travel photographer for Getty.
bro, that is amazing.
Yeah.
And I did not know about you wanting to write a book series. And that's amazing because you know that my degree, my undergrad degree is in psychology. And I've done
Yeah.
like ABA therapy with children who were autistic and nonverbal. I've also worked in behavioral houses. So I'm like really excited for that.
Yeah, my little brother now is in college, and his major, first year in college now, his major is psychology. So
That's
I
it.
think we all like love helping people, you know? But my that's another thing we could talk about the degrees and stuff. But that's two of my goals. I have more. I wanted to be a casting director for the longest time, either a casting director or an agent, because I feel like we need to see more of us on screen and everywhere, really. Like you see how Serena and Cordell blew up, you know. So I feel like even if it's not reality TV, I just want to cast everything, and I'm gonna be pro black in my casting, like
Period. For us,
literally,
by us. Yes, I love that.
literally. You know, I want to have my own casting company. And how many goals are that?
We only had 19. Keep going.
So basically, I want to be a successful entrepreneur. Shorten it like that. A successful black-centered entrepreneur.
I I love that like so much. And this is another reason why we connect because we are so similar. So my long-term goals, number one is to get my doctorate. So in September, I just graduated with my master's in business psychology, and I'm in school currently. Just finished my first course for my doctorate. So I'll have a doctorate of education, in organizational leadership. So I'm really excited to just continue my education and continue to learn. I This is so funny. This lady told me when I was like probably like five, and it stuck with me my entire life that every day you should be learning something new. And so
Yeah,
I really like a life student. Like I want to learn something new every day.
every
I
day.
Google everything. Like if you say something that I haven't heard of, I'm gonna look it up. Like that's
Why
me.
are we so alike? I used to tell people growing up, they'd be like, I used to be like, I'm gonna be in college all my life. They'd be like, what do you mean? I was like, once I'm done with one degree, I'm going back again. I'm gonna
No,
get somewhere.
seriously.
Like, I want to be a student all my life. I don't care. I love learning.
And you know what's funny? So my uncle the other day he came in my room. He's like, "What are you doing?" So I'm like, "I'm doing homework." He's like, "You love a school, like no, for real. Like
Yeah.
just if this is school, go ahead and enroll me. I'm gonna take the classes. I'm gonna learn something
Take
new." Like
ass, man. They be like, "Are you done yet?" So like, I started I started school young. Like I was 2, 3 years old in school, uniforms, everything, girl. But I started learning when I was a baby, you know, like two, I was writing, three, I was reading, playing the piano, reading music. So it's like I've always been learning focused. Like I love to learn. So I think
and you
that's
just graduated with your degree. So what is your degree in?
so I have one degree which is in foreign language with a concentration in business, and my second degree is in speech communication with a minor in Spanish.
That's so dope. Listen, because she's a bilingual queen. Okay.
Listen,
Um.
one of my coworkers asked me the other day, they was like, "So you speak Spanish?" I'm like, "Yeah, on paper." She was like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "On paper, like if you need a translator." Don't skip the native Spanish speakers to come to me. I want to be your last option. My mom was like, that's a damn shame. She was
I'm
like, I
cracking
need
up.
you to be ready to speak. I said, I am ready to speak it if I'm the last person you got. No,
No,
miss.
I can read a little Spanish, but don't ask me to
I
translate
love
it.
speaking and learning new languages. So
Um.
culture, I'm
Oh,
a very cultural person.
and this is why I love you because yes, we're going to experience every culture.
Every culture,
Um, as far as my like entrepreneur, my goal is to start a consulting firm. So a lot of my family members are entrepreneurs and have their own businesses. However, most minority businesses don't make it past the 10-year mark.
Mhm.
Well, don't make it to the 10-year mark, first off. And so my goal is to help people write business plans that not only have like short-term goals, but also long-term goals and funding. and just help minorities to actually have businesses that we can leave and pass down generational wealth. So I already have a name and everything. Is going to be after one of my cousins who passed away young. I'm really excited about that. I've read my own business plan. My mom has written grants, so I'm getting into grant writing because I found out more. Like a lot of people don't know, but you can get not like you can get funding from more than just a nonprofit business. Like you can be a for-profit or solo-owned business and still get like government funding and things. So I'm really excited to just help other people build businesses that are going to last long term. Um, and that's like my ultimate goal. But like in the meantime, in the short term, something that I recently did was I moved from Maryland to Ohio, just because my family is from Ohio and I have a lot more, I guess, support there. And so that gives me a lot more flexibility with my funds. So I'm not paying $2,300 in rent anymore. That can just be used for traveling. And like I don't have any excuses. I don't have kids. I don't have like anything that's tying me down. I work from home, so as long as I like get it cleared by my job in advance, I can pretty much work from anywhere. Um, so I'm just excited to see how like life plays out over these next few years. Being more intentional with the things that I want to do. So something that you and I talked about is we're actually having a funeral on December 31st. And so
Yeah,
anything that was in 2024 that we don't want to take into 2025, we're going to write it down, burn it, and leave it in the past.
burn
Like we're
it.
literally going to bury it. It's dead. It's a funeral. It's not coming
Literally throw it into the fire pit.
back.
um, a question I wanted to ask you was, what are your short-term and long-term goals with traveling as well?
So one, I let my passport expire during COVID. So because I just haven't been traveling. So I want to experience more things and I want to get more comfortable with being in my own company. That's something that I've been working on for the past few years. I grew up in a really close knit family and we have a huge family. Like my granddad is the oldest of 10 kids. And then my mom is the oldest grandkid of like 30, and I'm like the oldest great grand of like 35 or something crazy and counting.
Um,
So I grew up with like 95 cousins, and there was never a time where if I wanted to go somewhere, I didn't have somebody to go with me.
yeah.
So while I'm good in my own company at home, I'm getting used to traveling and being good with my own company. So just short term, I do next year. So far, I have 6 trips planned before May, and then my goal is to actually have 14, minimum of 14 trips, with at least 3 of them being international. So I'm really excited about that, but also like nervous. Like I ain't gonna lie, I'm very anxious. However, I'm really good at like hiding my emotions. So you'd be like, oh, she's cool, but on the inside, I'm like panicking and freaking the heck out. So just like being more comfortable in my own skin and like traveling by myself is really my short term goal. And then long term goal, I really would like to go to every state and I want to go to every country. Of course, not maybe not every city, but definitely every country I want to
Every
touch
touch,
down.
even like people be like, you want to go to Afghanistan? I'd be like, shit, if I gotta suit up and boot up, I want to go to Afghanistan.
No,
Like,
for real. I ain't saying
just
I'm staying
don't
there
get
a
me with
long
the
time, but
Taliban, but I do want to go to Afghanistan. You
listen,
know,
and when my grandma see this, she gonna be praying hard, like, oh Lord, my baby.
you know, but I most of my family was in the military. Like my mom and my auntie, they were in the military. My auntie went to Afghanistan and everything. They were in it. So it's like, I got cousins that was, in the military and stuff. So, baby, I ain't going to no military. But, and, and me and my mom, we always joke with her like on Veterans Day and stuff because she be like, I'm a veteran, like, because it's literally on her ID. Girl, my mom went to boot camp and came the fuck back.
I'm cracking up.
And they still list her as a veteran. I'm like, what? How is that possible? I said, why did you come back? Because she only went because my auntie was in the military already. She said, girl, they had me rolling in the mud and stuff. I wasn't going to do all of that. Like, they was doing so much.
No, doing the most.
I'm
Which
like, Mama, for real. But I'm like, that would be me in Afghanistan. I'm not rolling through no mud.
No, for
But
I really let me say this. I really appreciate our veterans and those who serve. However, that is not a
definitely,
role that was made for me. I'm good.
I really appreciate them. Like, no, like I be seeing jokes and stuff on the internet about people going to war and stuff, and I'm like, y'all are really in it. Like, I be seeing do you see the military TikToks? Like, they be doing TikToks of like their experience over there.
Yeah, I've seen some of those.
I'm like, that. Ooh, yeah, that's you or me?
Oh, that was me. My bad. I was clicking on something.
Um,
Uh,
so well, my short term goals with traveling is to visit more places. So I would like within the next 2 years to have visited the rest of the country. And my long term goals is similar to yours. I want to visit every country. Um, so with that, I have to get visas, a lot of visas, and learn more languages too. I want to. That's one of my long term goals is to not be fluent, but be comfortable in speaking some of the languages. Like my first year, my first year of college, I did Chinese. I was like, I want to do Mandarin. My teacher was literally from Beijing, and I can like say a little bit, but even I can write it good, girl. I be writing them characters real good, but I'm not comfortable enough to hold a conversation, you know? So I want to be comfortable enough to hold conversations with native speakers in
I
a
love
lot of
that. Just because, like, I feel like I'm a big
French,
person
sign
on risk.
language.
Oh yes, okay, so the first language I learned other than English was sign language, um, which I kind of shared this with you,
Yeah.
but I haven't shared it with everybody. My mom taught me sign language, and it came into use at an early age because my mom and I were actually in a really bad car accident, and my mom had to have tubes down her throat. So at the hospital, they actually didn't have a translator to be able to translate her signing. So I had to go into the ICU at only like 7 to translate for my mom. So I am big on like one knowing other languages, but then also to be respectful of other people's culture. Because I feel like a part of
Yeah.
traveling, you have to respect other people's culture. Like, don't go to other countries and assume that you can just behave any kind of way. Like, be respectful.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to have the experience, make sure you're being respectful of that location.
Like, for instance, I just seen a TikTok literally earlier today. This black girl, she was in Japan looking for weed.
Oh my God, like what?
Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, well, I guess somebody asked her in the comments and she was making a video for it. She was like, I did look for it, but like, you're not gonna find it here, you know, and you can, find cigarettes, whatever. But I was like, yeah, y'all, you definitely need to look up the rules and regulations before you go to a different country. Every country is different. Every country, like they like some countries are more stricter than others when it comes to certain things, and that's how people, especially African Americans, because people think you're not racist. Everywhere is racist to us. I'll start there. So if you doing something illegal, even if it's like a little bit illegal, they're gonna make it a bigger issue because they don't really care about us. They don't really know about us. So they would rather us be out of there. So I would definitely be cautious with going out of the country, especially if it's somewhere you've never been before and don't know much about it. You just see people going there. And a lot of people go places just because it's trendy, unfortunately. But they don't
Right.
take the time to research about the area that they're going to or the rules and regulations of the country, nothing like that. So I really feel like research is really important when it comes to traveling.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. And I think that's another reason, like, why you and I have like discussed starting the podcast is because even with us giving like travel tips, we also want to like make sure we're being mindful of how people travel.
Mm,
Um, more specifically, like my something that I recently was talking to my aunt about. I haven't like I guess thought this all the way through or put it pen to paper, but I definitely would like to start a travel agency. There is
I
one
used
right
to be
now
a
that
travel agent too.
there is a one right now though where like the I think it's like Black Girls Travel, and they have like trips planned every single month of the year, and they do like where you can do payment plans. They plan it out. They already have events, and then you don't have to do solo travel. You can do traveling with a group. Especially if you are a solo traveling person and not comfortable with just being in another country by yourself. So that's something that I would like to do. But then also with that, I will give you like a little research packet, like, hey, things to expect when you get to this country, or things to be mindful
The
of.
do's and the don'ts.
Exactly, because we don't want people just going places like you said just because it's trendy. Like, go there for the experience. Like, go there to have that. Like, if that's a goal of yours, but don't just go because everybody said it was cool to go there.
Exactly. And one thing I would say, like, everything does not need an itinerary. Like, I'm not an itinerary girly. Like, I've said this several times. I do not do itineraries. I don't like to plan nothing. I don't even like to plan where I'm staying. Like, I don't want to look up nothing. So to have a travel agent that could do that for you, perfect. But like I've this year alone I've solo traveled. I've traveled in groups, and I've also traveled with just one person, two people it. So I would say, and they were all in different countries, you know. So I would say that my preference would be to either solo travel or to bring one or two people max. Like I feel like too many personalities for me isn't a good thing for me, especially when it comes to like picking what we want to do. Where you, like that's when stuff gets to jumbling up. Everybody got attitudes at the end of the day.
No,
However,
for real.
that's not everybody experience. Like I know people that only do group travels and they're all successful, and I love that for them. But me, my battery it it goes out real soon, and I'm like, it's easier for me. And another thing people should know is when they travel with other people, to know what type of travelers everybody are.
Oh, I agree with that.
There are
Because if you're
definitely
not an adventurous
travelers.
person and you go with somebody who's a thrill seeker,
It's,
like, you're not gonna have a good time.
yeah, like if you just want to, so me and my one of my closest travel friends, we both travel places every month, right? We're total opposites. And we go places together. We've been to Iceland together, South Africa together, Puerto Rico, Bali, South Korea. We travel together and we're total opposites. She likes to be up at the crack of dawn before the sun is up on a fucking tour everywhere. Like, baby, I like to sleep in a little bit. Like, let me rejuvenate myself from the night before. Because, of course, we're going to be out at the clubs. Like, she can't go without a club. And we keep in mind we both don't drink. So we both be in the club just vibing, and still get home late as hell. And then gotta get up early in the morning. So like if you don't, if but I'm comfortable with her doing that because I know that's how she is, you know? And I know that when I go by myself, I'm gonna be able to relax at a spa somewhere, you know? So we just plan our trips accordingly. Like if I want to chill this month, I'm gonna go by myself. If I don't mind doing stuff this month, I'll go with her, you know? So
For real.
always know who you're going with and how y'all like to travel because that girl had me on the zip line in Bali, and that was my first time ever on the zip line, and that thing was long as hell. So, and then the next month I was in Budapest chilling in a pool. I'm like, this is my like, get me at
That's
the
my vibe, right?
so you gotta know, find that balance when you're traveling with others. It's very important to a successful trip.
Oh, I definitely agree. So, going into like I guess our next little topic, what was your favorite trip like ever? And then what was your favorite trip this year?
So it really depends. It's so many aspects into picking my favorite trip. See, like it depends on who I was with, if I was by myself, where did I go, what did I do.
I'm gonna have to skip you then. So I'll go with mine first.
Go with
My
yours.
favorite trip all time. Well, I have two favorite trips all time. So my
Okay.
favorite trip I took with my family was to Disney World, and we did it. I was like probably like 21, 22, and we did it a week before Thanksgiving, and we went to Disney World. And not only was the weather perfect, but like the parks, nobody was there because everybody travels during the holidays. So the fact that we
Yeah.
went the week before, it was like nobody there at all. And I mean, it was the most magical like trip I've ever had. They had already started their Disney Christmas parade, so we got to see like all the
Yes.
characters in their Christmas costume. And then I don't know if you've experienced this, but Disney makes it snow with bubbles. So it's like these little foamy bubbles, and they like made it snow
Really?
during the parade. And then like you still get to see
They
the
did.
fireworks.
They did. But because I just came back from Tokyo and I went to
Oh
Disney there,
yeah.
and I did see that. I got a video of it.
But that was like my favorite thing. I had never experienced that. And like to be 22, I'm pretty sure like my youngest cousin who was on the trip with us was 3 at the time. And I know she had a great time, but I probably enjoyed that trip most out of all my grandma's grandkids. Like I was like, oh wait, baby, this is amazing. Like
Yes.
I tell everybody about that trip. Now, a trip that I took with my cousin. So, real quick, my cousin gonna laugh when she see this. My cousin is older than me by a couple years. She and I had done a cruise together, and on the cruise, I'm like, "Oh, baby, let's go to the club. Let's do this. Let's do that." Like, I'm trying to kick it, okay? And she's like, "I just want to be in a room reading a book." Like, she is not even having it. So we planned in a trip as adult. This is when we were teenagers. So we planned a trip as adults for my 25th birthday to go to Vegas. And in my head, I'm like, this is gonna be a real chill trip because this chick want to read a book. Like, so I'm not thinking we're going to go kick it, right? We get there, and my cousin is like, turn. Like, I mean, as soon as we got there, we did like a limo to pick us up from the airport. So the funny thing is, it was only $125 round trip for the limo, and it came with a bottle of champagne. So me and her are lit before we ever even make it to the hotel. Like when we go to check in, I'm like, here's my credit card. Like I'm already turned. And like
Okay.
listen, she was on the ground like taking photos at different angles. Like, baby, we had a time. We cut up in Vegas. And she is a morning traveler. This is so funny. She'll be up at like 6 a.m. with her son, opening blinds. And I'm like, if you don't lay back down, we just want to sleep at 2. Like, I need at least 6 hours. Like, why
Just
are you
laid
doing
our
this?
head down on this pillow, girl.
No, for real. But it was like the most like I love that trip. I bring it up with her all the time. She's now married with kids, and I like well, she had her older son at that time, but he stayed home with the dad. And but now like she doesn't have the same time to travel. So I'm like, dude, I'm going to kidnap you from your husband and your kids, and we are going to have a Vegas part two. Like we are not going to let that be our last trip together. Um, but my favorite trip this year is like I ain't gonna lie, it's probably this past weekend, specifically because it was like low key, but also like it was like just unexpected stuff that happened that I felt like I had an amazing time.
It
So when
was
we
lit.
came to Dallas this weekend, um, when I'm staying in my cousin's apartment, so me and my cousin are like this, like we're both only children. So she's like the sister that I've always wanted or never had. And so I like love seeing her, period. So like anytime I'm with her, we can literally be sitting in a room together silent. And I'm like, this is the best time ever. So I was just so excited to come and see her. But then we went to the fashion show, the Emerge fashion show, and we got front row seats and we sat like when we came now, listen to this. Let me tell y'all about now. Okay, I gotta talk about my girl real quick. This chick was at us talking about why y'all hair ain't done because she got her hair pressed at the Dominican salon. So when she came back, she wanna be like, why y'all hair ain't done? Y'all should be dressed already. I'm waiting for
Like,
y'all. So
I was gone. Tell them how long I was gone.
okay, first of all, you knew we was taking a nap. You knew I
I
had
was
not even
gone like
slept.
3 hours. 3 hours. I come back. They still the same way I left them. Actually worse, because they had on pajamas.
I didn't
I'm
have no
like,
bra on at that point. Like, baby,
I'm
it's
like,
over.
y'all fucking chilling. We gotta go. Like, so mind you, I got back. It was already like 4:30, close to 5. The show started at 6. I'm
It didn't
like,
even take us that long. So
yes, it
even
did.
with
I
that,
took a
no,
nap
it
too while
didn't.
y'all was getting ready.
No, but we were already ready by 6. We had to wait for you to get dressed,
Because I
ma'am.
took a nap.
No, first of all, not even did she take a nap. We woke her up. Me and Asia each woke her up twice. So 4 times we trying to wake her up. She over here snoring on the couch. Like, ma'am, how you gonna rush us and then want to be the last one getting dressed?
shit. I couldn't sleep while I was getting my hair done. That lady wouldn't let me.
No, it was your yapper self. You always talking to strangers. Meanwhile, I be like, silent.
No, and then I went to the Dominican salon, so I couldn't even speak in Spanish to them. It was only two people there, but I just let them speak in Spanish so I could hear everything they were saying because I knew that they would stop talking. Period, if they knew I understood Spanish. So I'm like, yeah, let me hear what y'all got to say. But oh my gosh,
Okay, so we get there an hour late, and I'm like, dang, I'm thinking we had paid for VIP specifically because who trying to travel a long time and then you not get to actually experience the event that you're going to. And then two, like we want to be VIP because we VIP, period. Like,
and I was
but no,
nervous. I was like, what if I see us take it? It was like, it better not be. We got VIP. I was like, okay.
no, for real, like what? I will boot somebody out our section. So we get there and it's like open. So mind you, we get there like maybe like 10 after
7.
7. The event's supposed to start at 6. So we get there and it's like empty in the little VIP section. I'm like, okay, like what's going
Like, where
on?
y'all at?
So we get like the perfect seat at the end of the runway. So we get to see like everybody come out, them posing at the cameras. Like the cameras are literally right next to us, like
Right next to us.
perfect seating. Um, but yeah, so I like just had a blast with y'all. I laughed so hard. And it wasn't even that we did a lot. It was just the experience and the vibes. Like I'm always all about the vibes, like positive vibes.
Absolutely there. We were
So we had a great time. And then mind you, we went to this event because the Love Island winners were going to be there. And me and Naya, after the event, are ready to go. We like, all right, cool. We ain't going to talk to them, right? So my cousin, who is very shy, was like,
and
oh,
she doesn't even listen. This is the same cousin that on her calendar she put pick up Nye and C from the airport and go to that thing.
she
She
didn't
didn't
even
even
know
know
the name of the
what it
event.
was. Like, this is the same cousin. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we about to leave. We like, okay, we got what we came for. We seen the event. Like,
Yeah.
we going, right? Oh, and we were gonna go to the after party. So we're like, yeah, we out of here. She like, we ain't come here for that. Y'all going to talk to Serena? Like, we are walking over there. So we like, no, it's okay. People are talking to her, like it's fine. My cousin like grabbed our hand, was like, I'm going to lead y'all over there. She
She
like
was like,
grabbing
y'all,
our
she
hand.
was like, y'all want me to take y'all? We was like, yeah.
No, for real, like, come on, mama, like, take us. So, and
And
I have to say, like, this is my cousin who is not going to talk to strangers. She is not going to like. So it's hilarious that she's the one who took us over there. Then we get over
it
there.
got her attention.
Oh yeah, and then she got her attention. So
She
then when
was
we get
stopping
over
her
there,
like this, y'all.
nah, you stupid.
Hey, yo, she just zapping Serena like they besties.
She did like she know her. She like, hey, what's up? Like, but no. So I'm like, hi, can we take a picture? Because I'm like, I don't introduce myself to people because I feel like one.
Introduce herself.
Like I don't know. I'm like not into that. Like I just like, hi, can we take a picture with you? So she was like, sure. So my bestie little sister over here, the yapper, goes, hey, so this the girl C who you follow her on Twitter and she had DM'd you. Like, okay,
No, Serena DMs you. So
well that's true.
I was like, this is see the way you follow on Twitter and that you DM'd and y'all talked to stuff like that. She was like, oh, boom, instant
Yeah, so
hug.
she like instantly pulled me in for a hug. Then so she was like, "Oh my God, what are you wearing? Like you smell so good." So Naya records this, which I love her for that because I'm definitely like a very in the moment person. People who had like heard our space on Twitter after the beauty con where we recapped it, they know that I'm like very much. I was telling people like, I'm sorry, I didn't record anything. Like I was just there in awe watching the show. Like I was not there for content. Meanwhile, Nas, she be record everything in
But
all
the
times,
thing
7
was,
devices.
yo, so the thing was, I didn't even record my back camera. I recorded with the front camera. Like my shit was literally like this.
Listen, to the point where I look over like, what is she
You
doing?
like if you look down at my phone, you look right at the camera because
Right
you can
at it.
see yourself on camera. Like I'm not hiding that. It was no, that was funny though. That was
So
really
then this is the kicker part. So then Serena goes, oh, so what's your name? So Naya goes, oh, I'm Anaya, She's like, oh my God, you're at on Twitter is such and such. And she was like, yes. So
Yeah,
we
like
were
she
both
literally
like,
said that. I was like, she was like, she was like, I'll be seeing y'all tweets and stuff in the community. I was like, oh really? She was like, yeah. Then I went and told her about all of our little people on the internet because it's not a lot. It's like a group.
we ain't
So
even gonna bring them up. They don't get no airtime.
no, but
Um,
they, they be like stalker, stalker, stalker. So I told her, I was like, the people be calling us stalkers and stuff. She was like, what? I deleted the app, but I did see y'all tweets before I deleted the app. Then we left. Like we
okay,
kept
so we had this little conversation. Let me
chopping it
say
up.
this. She is super sweet. I
So
just want to
sweet.
say thank you to her. Shout out to Serena because
Shout
I feel
out
like
to the page.
right. When you have like celebrity status, it's a lot of people that want to take pictures with you. And so interacting with them can be draining. And like the fact that she spent time to talk to us, like we had a full conversation.
Like long as we
Like
was switching
people
topics.
behind us, yeah, and we just going to town. She chatting with us. She like touched my shoulder, like, girl, yeah. She like
Girl,
holding Nia's
holding
hand
my
while she talk to
arm.
her.
I'm like,
Yeah,
stop me. I'm
for
just
real.
no, I'm just playing. But yeah, she was really, really sweet. I love her so much. And that's what she kept on saying. She kept on saying how much she loved us, how much she appreciated our support, thanked us for coming out, everything. And I just love her humility. Like she is
That was I yes.
so
And
humble.
I feel like that makes me like her even more. Um, so kind of like segueing I guess before we segue. So then we get in the car, we get in an Uber, and we about to head back to the house because we want to change. Because listen, baby, I am a type that like if I'm going somewhere, I'm going all out. Like if you see me at home, I'm literally a homeless person. My hair is never done. I never have on clothes. Like I work from home and I go to school from home. So I'm not even gonna make this up to you. I have 36 pajamas. 36. Like I have a whole month of pajamas where I don't have to get dressed. I can literally just put on new pajamas every day.
Period.
So whenever I go somewhere though, I'm bringing like Nye will tell you, like Nye comes with a little carry-on bag and I have like
She got a
7
full
suitcases.
boat suitcase for 2 days.
Listen,
She's
a
like, I
trunk.
gotta check in. I gotta check in my bag. Like, why's your bag that big?
No, because I got 19 outfits. Like any occasion that can come up while we out, I'm going to have an outfit for it. Okay. So we coming back, we're getting in the lift to go back to the house to change. And like we had only been gone for like maybe 5-10 minutes. And Nia gets a ding on her phone that Serena followed her. So I thought that was super sweet. Like she understood that we were like supporters. We really love what she's doing. She putting on for the culture. Like I've never seen an educated black girl on reality TV that stand on her own, that was like confident and sure in herself, like that just did not fit the mold or like allow them to change who she was. And that's one of the reasons why we really like her and want to support her. So that being said, I do just kind of want to discuss our intentions with us traveling to these specific events. One is to support someone who we feel like deserves to be famous.
Deserves
Like,
it.
yeah, she deserves the fame that she has.
And
And
that fashion show wasn't even for her. It was for Cordell. And
exactly. So we were supporting
he,
Cordell.
he did a big one. Like every everybody was hyped every time he came out. Even the people, like it was people behind us who didn't even know Serena and Cordell. We explained to them like who they were, da da da, because of course they announced him specifically when they were like introducing like the beginning of the show. They was like, we have a special guest in the building, da da, Cordell Beckham. And the people was like, who is that? And here we go. You don't know
Right.
that.
One
But
thing I'm gonna do is put
like
somebody on.
when I tell you, everybody was hyped every time he came out, and he had 6 different looks. 4 hours, like it was not 4 hours, like 3 hours, but everybody was hyped every time he did his shit.
Yeah, he was in. I think it was 10 designers total, and he was in 6 of the shows. So that's like that tells you how hard he works and how like
Yeah,
much
and
of a presence he
how much
has.
people love him.
Yes. So with that being said, we love like okay, not even funny.
He would have
I'm
been
very
the others
much
if they weren't girl based.
for real. They was like, girl, let's say that.
They were
He
all
was only
dressed
not in those other shows because it was for women.
exactly. That's literally it. The only and then the other, like he's not gonna come out in no mesh with flowers on. Come on, let's be for real. So that's really why he wasn't in the other ones. But yeah, keep going.
Um, but anyway, so like we just really want to support like black our people who are doing successful things. So that's not just like Serena and Cordell. Like, I'm very much like the skincare line I use is by this black girl who does my lashes, and in DC. Shout out to Monet. That's my girl. I love her. Um, Even like the girl who does my lashes when I go to Ohio, she's also black. My nail lady, Lady Ree, Island Nail and Spa. Yes, that's my cousin. She just started her own spa. I'm so proud of her. And so it's not even just about the celebrity status with me or
Yeah,
Naya. It's all about supporting our people. Like we just
our
want to make
people.
sure that our people had a support. Like they deserve it. Like Swifties go to every concert in every city. The Beehive be going to every concert in every city. People paying $40,000 for a Taylor Swift ticket. So why I can't catch a flight
For
and
one
support my
ticket.
girl?
Exactly. And they be going from country to country too. Like, let's be for real. Even basketball teams, people follow basketball teams every state they go to.
Exactly. They
Like,
have
I
season ticket holders. So I don't understand why if somebody
don't they
we
go to
want
every game. Are they stalking the team? No. They're supporting the
exactly.
team. It's the
And not being
difference.
funny, I don't even have time to stop. Like this is so funny. Now I will tell you, I don't have any social media notifications on. So if I'm responding to you on social
None.
media, I'm actively on there. Because my thing is like I try to be in the moment with stuff. And then also like I am easily overstimulated. So if my phone ding all the time, I will cry. Like that is too much for me. I don't even this is funny because I didn't even want to put my face on the internet or be like famous. I'm not a famous person. My family will tell you all the time. I tell people all the time. I want to be rich, not famous. Like I
Right?
want the coin, not I
People
don't care about, my name
will
or my
tell
face.
you about that about people will tell you that about me too. Like if they ask, I want to be in the background. Like I want to do behind the scenes, especially since I was younger. Because I used to want to be in the music industry too. This is another story for another time. But
Oh
I
my
was like,
God.
I will always be like, I'll be the songwriter. Because I used to love writing songs and poems and stuff. I'll be like, I want to be the songwriter. They make more money and they don't have to have their face everywhere. That's I just wanted the money. That's it.
Period. Listen,
Give me
we
the
want to be famous
money.
adjacent. So like the
See,
famous people want to
I don't need
rent
a
our yacht
medal.
and our private jet because we're so rich. Okay. We don't care about the
People
fame.
be wondering like, who are these people that's always out, da 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 da, and what do they do? Look us up.
Everything.
Like,
Um,
yeah, Google me, ho.
I know. Don't Google me. I don't.
Google
Don't
me, but don't
don't
Google
look
me.
me up. Y'all can look her up. Okay, but going back to like, it's funny because we kind of have like again, we talked about similar goals and similar like just life views. However, we do have a significant age gap. We are 8 years apart. So as a millennial, I gotta represent for my millennials because y'all be trying to call me an auntie. Baby, I'm an only child. I can never be an auntie. I am not an auntie. I'm just your rich, cute friend who might be a little bit older. Okay. Um,
Right.
but we have something we're gonna
Age
have
ain't
on every podcast episode where we talk about age differences and millennials versus Gen Z. So I'm going to give you a millennial reference that I know that you and I had talked about that you don't know about. So I was telling Naya how I remember being on MySpace and I had dial-up internet. So if anybody called our house phone, like you would get kicked off MySpace. So you could be literally in the middle of a chat and just get kicked off the internet. Um, and
um
like Naya's like, what? And
yeah,
I was
what
like,
the
oh my God,
hell?
you're not that. Listen, I'm like, you're not that young. Like, you're not about to sit up here and play with me. So my millennials, y'all know what I'm talking about. The young people who be on the internet nowadays, I'm like, y'all did not learn real internet etiquette because y'all just had it access to it all the time.
All the
Whereas
time.
for us, it was
That's why
very
they
much
rule as
like,
hell on the internet.
no, listen, we did not have that because not everybody had internet. Like I remember, not even funny on like you can save your passwords and stuff on MySpace. I remember it being like everybody in my friend group would come to my house because we were one of the only people who had like faster speed internet. And we had like we had a laptop and a desktop at home. Like that was not common because it wasn't like internet wasn't everywhere. They did not even have Wi-Fi. Like we literally had to plug a cord into the computer and into the wall plug where our home phone was at. Like, come on, people nowadays don't even have home phones.
Don't
So
have
with that, I feel like the millennials are smarter with our like internet access or like how we do the internet per se. We're more likely to have private profiles and stuff like that. Um, but so you tell me from your Gen Z experience, like something that you feel like I don't know, because you know I
About the
really
internet or
under
about
a rock.
traveling or about anything?
Anything.
I feel like Gen Zs are more risk takers than millennials.
I agree
So,
with that.
like, like most when it comes to traveling, maybe that's why I'm okay with solo traveling. You're like, I gotta have somebody there, I gotta get comfortable. But I feel like a lot of people are starting to be inspired by Gen Zs in the risks that we take because it's we I know I have this thing like everything happens for a reason. So if I go to this place and something happens to me out there, it was meant to happen. Like the plan was already written for me. I don't know what that plan is because God is the writer, he's the author, he's the one who signed it and dotted line. But if something was to happen to me, it was meant to happen. So that's how I go about with life. Like everything happens for a reason. Like it is what it is. However, I feel like when it comes to millennials, they be like, I
Well, you got to
rather
think though.
I I rather avoid all risk and go the safer route versus we grew up in different times though. So
No, for sure.
like you said, y'all didn't have internet access like we do now. Now we have internet access. You got trackers, you got everything. So it's like we grew up like if you need me, you can call me. I'm a call away. You can look at my location. I'm right there, But so I think being raised in different times with technology and everything else, it really helps us Gen Z.
Also, though, you got to think we definitely had different experiences. Like by the time I was 8, we
Yeah,
already had like 3 world crises. So we had Y2K
yeah.
where they're like the world is coming to an end. You need to like have generators and canned food in your house. And then like the following year, 2001, we had the World Trade Center. It's like look on TV while we're in school in our faces. Like
I
I
was
remember being in
literally
third
born.
grade.
I was born 2 days after that happened.
That's crazy.
I was born 9/13.
See, so like
Oh
okay, for
one.
example, I
Oh
bet
one.
you, well, you've never traveled where there wasn't TSA. Like I remember traveling, and you did not have
I've
to do all
never
of that through
traveled without
TSA.
TS.
And that's the post
Yes,
nine
my great
eleven
my
result.
great auntie used to tell us about that because she used to be like, I remember we could go to the airport and we could just go up to take your like only one person was traveling, but everybody could walk up to the gate and just watch them and just wave at the plane as it goes off. And I'm like, you can't get through without a ticket now.
No,
Shit.
for real, they're not letting you back there.
You gotta get in.
Listen, so I definitely feel like our experiences not only shape how we respond to things, but then, like you said, what risks we're willing to take.
Yeah.
Um, and then I guess that's kind of like I think we've kind of touched on quite a few topics today. We got to leave some for the next episode. So, you got any closing thoughts or things you want to discuss before we like end it?
Um, no, my favorite thing to tell people when it comes to traveling is just to travel and be free. Um, when you travel, when you go to different places, don't carry the weight of the world that you have back home. Don't leave everything that you're stressing about at home, leave it at home. When you travel, don't even worry about it. Just think about what you're gonna do. And travel for yourself, not for others.
I love
Like
that.
travel for like if this is what you want to do, not just because you see other people your age traveling everywhere, you be like, "Oh, I want to travel like them too." Because everybody life is different,
For
So
sure.
travel for yourself, not for nobody else, and when you travel, travel and be free.
I
That's
love
it.
that. I have, I guess, two closing thoughts. One, I want to say that live more in the moment. Like, I know we are attached to our phones and our, like profiles and like taking pictures because you want to have the memories, but nothing beats an experience. Like, there have been so many times where like I didn't capture it on film, but it was the best experience I've ever had in my life. And so don't be afraid to like put the phone down if your phone is dead. Hey, that's cool too. Like
And
just
that,
be present and be
and that.
aware of what's going on around you.
Yeah.
And then my second thing is we really again are all about like supporting minorities more specifically Black women. So we would like to shout out any business or Black owned businesses. So if you see this, please send us your information. We will have a little thing to flash up and in our comment section where we'll have our social media as well as our email. We did start a business email. Just so reach out to us, let us know. We want to shout you out. We want to give notice to the people who
And
are
I'm down to
maybe.
try anything. Like
Oh yes,
mental
we will try anything once,
health.
not twice though. If it's bad, we ain't doing it again.
And we will give even candles, body butter, like we will give honest reviews. Like I'm a very honest person. I want to, so make sure if you want your business out there and you want a positive review, make sure your business is positive. Like make sure it's a good thing that people will
Period.
look. And right now I'm obsessed with perfumes. So if you got good smelling perfumes, send them my way, please.
No, we are obsessed with scent. Like I want my scent to be in the room before I touch down.
You
Okay, like
love a good
my
smell.
presence will
Like
come in there.
you smell good is the most top tier compliment you could ever receive, in my opinion.
Yes.
Especially when you travel different places. Like if everybody telling you you smell good, then you smell fucking good. You know?
No, listen. Okay, so Naya has captured on camera twice. So Janae Craig from Love Island season 6, Love Island USA. Let me specify that season 6 told me I smell good, and then Serena Page. So y'all know I smell good. That's all I'm saying because
Yeah.
Janae smells amazing. Like
And you
I'm
had two
obsessed
different
with her
scents,
scent.
right?
No, it's the same perfume. No, you know what? No, it was two different scents.
It
It
was two
was.
different scents.
Yeah, girl. My old auntie self be smelling good now.
Yeah. So, send the perfumes, even the body oils, everything. We'll do it. We got
And
y'all.
yes, I do agree with Naya. We are going to give honest feedback. If
Honest.
it's we would review it, like tell you what our review is before we air it. Like we will never just try to. We are not here to tear nobody down. We all about building our people up.
And to be
Um,
honest, I feel like I wouldn't even post a negative review. So if I honestly
Agreed.
not like the product, I will reach out to you, let you know why I cannot honestly review this product. And I will even pay you for the product because you did your part and sent it to me. It's not your fault that I don't like it, you know?
I
So
agree. So just a heads up, we are not going to be doing weekly podcasts. Naya, this chick be in 12 countries in one week. And I got like 700 things going on, and I'm in school. I'm currently typing a dissertation that has to be like 12 chapters. So, we will not be on here every week, but we will do every other week. More specifically, especially in the winter and like slower months. So
yeah.
our next podcast is going to air on we're going to do Tuesdays at 8. It's a more chill day. I'm not waiting to sit down and actually get to watch our podcast. But our next podcast will air on Tuesday, December 17th at 8 p.m. So please make sure you like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our channel. Like again, we are all about word of mouth. And putting people on. So if you like what we have to say, please put other people on.
Period. Thank you guys. Oh, and shout out our page, our Instagram, TikTok. You can find us at BNL Adventures.
No, I don't know. We gonna get this part of the video. Our
Down in the bite, in the
it's gonna be in the bio.
link. We ain't shit. Oh my god, this is our first time, guys. Bear with us.
Hey, bear with us.
Save this
If you
moment
have
for,
tips and tricks, send it to us. We are not opposed to constructive criticism.
and like we said,
Um,
we love learning. So please send it
Teach
to
us
us.
something.